Week 6 in the Always Sunny and Savory League. It's Sunday, and you know what that means. Alright, we're going to put this one on autopilot yet again. Sorry for the delay. I forgot that I was going camping this weekend. Okay, so the GOAT for this past week, week 6, scoring 64 total points, which is the lowest point total in the league so far, is Open Slot. I had to do a little research to find out whether that was the lowest point total ever, because I looked and I had to do a double take and a triple take because I couldn't believe that 64 points was the final score for the team. Open Slot scored the second lowest point total ever in the history of the Always Sunny and Savory League. Number 1 lowest point total ever. What you talking about, Hillis? 2012 week 3 of last year scored as a team 58.4 points. So Open Slot scores 64 points and suffers an 81.3 point beating. He had 2 zeros, 2 2-pointers, and essentially 2 6-pointers. To put it in perspective, Vern Davis scored 40 points by himself. And for that, Open Slot is this week's GOAT. The hero for this week is Rusty Strombone. What? Yes, Rusty Strombone is the hero for this week. Beating the Golden Showers, dropping the Golden Showers to 4-2, keeping the race in the entire league very tight, and especially the race in the Porter division. Rusty Strombone broke out, scored over 120 points, and won his game by just 8.5 points. He saved himself from being the only team with just one win, and Cam was killing it. His 38.7 points led the Rusty Strombone to the win, and for that, Rusty Strombone is this week's hero. And speaking of killing it, we're going to take a quick break before the key matchups and go on another trip with Anthony around the world for the Halloween edition.
Alright, so in the spirit of Halloween, what I thought I would do is take a look back through history at a lot of the most famous murders and mysterious deaths and things like that. And I found out something kind of interesting. The first one I could think of was the Beware the Ides of March thing, which a lot of people don't know is when Caesar got stabbed. And I don't know, I just thought it was a little bit weird, so I kept on looking through history. The next one I could think of was, how Jesus was betrayed, and I think Judas was a red herring, personally. And you guys know what this is, obviously, right? The Archduke Franz Ferdinand started World War I. You knew that, right? You knew that. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy, and Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln? And also, Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed by a guy with 3 names, allegedly, and JFK was shot and killed, allegedly, by a guy with 3 names. And allegedly, the shooter ran from a theater to a warehouse, and from a warehouse, allegedly, to a theater. Now, I also checked out Martin Luther King's assassination because I didn't really know too much about that. And also, nobody knows too much about Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance. Well, almost nobody. I found out, too, that they did make some sort of headway on who did, in fact, frame Roger Rabbit. And speaking of being framed, there is a little bit of question in this case as well. Now, I guess Maggie took the blame for this one, if I remember correctly. And nobody's really fessed up to Tupac yet, if I'm not mistaken. But I guess if you're gonna, do one, you may as well do the other, right? And I just threw this one in there because it's funny to me. Most of you guys aren't even gonna get it. So that's Anthony around the world.
Alright guys, key matchups. We have 4 teams in the league at 4-2, 4 teams in the league at 2-4, and 2 teams at 3-3. Right now, based on last week's outcomes, the league is very bunched together, so anything could happen coming out of this week. Therefore, pretty much every matchup is key right now. A lot of interdivisional games, very interesting to see how things will play out going forward. So that's it guys, week 6 update over. Again, sorry about the lateness, super busy lately. I don't think I have anything important coming up this week, but my goal is to get the weekend update back on track. So we'll see how that works out. Have a good week.